Hello, welcome. This is the 6 yard box. This is the commentary box, and this one is a new feature on the channel. This is calling, phoning, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to talk about. We are talking about the Premier League games, and that's what we're talking about right now. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go subscribe to the channel. Let me just paste the thing in the comment section if you want to. No, that's not it. That's not it. No, that's not it. I think I pasted the wrong thing in the comment section. Let's just delete that one. Let's delete that comment. That's the wrong one. This is the phone in Premier League phone in. So if you want to talk about anything, if you want to get things off your chest in the Premier League, looking at the games played over this weekend. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow, like, share. This is the 6 yard box, and we're gonna be looking at all the games played over the weekend. Let's get started on the game between and Arsenal and Brighton. The game ended 1-1. Arsenal got their first goal to Bukayo's through the striker Kai Havertz, and he got a good goal, beautiful goal there from him. He was confident. It was, he showed that he can, he can get that goal, chipping the goalkeeper. Because Saka there, creating that goal out of nothing really, and it was a good goal for Arsenal. And then the big decision in that game, the big sending off decision for me personally, I think it was a second yellow card for Declan Rice. I think he made that mistake by kicking that ball. He didn't kick the ball down, but he didn't really put the ball anywhere. But if you're gonna touch the ball in that kind of situation, you don't have to touch the ball. I think Declan Rice could have just jogged over and take his position on the pitch and wait for the game to restart instead of going over to kick the ball. I think that was a big mistake from him. So I think it was a big mistake from him, and so I think him kicking the ball, it was a big mistake, and it was a second. It was. Let me put that in the description. Let's put. If you want to call in banana, let's see. The comment section. Yeah, let's put this. This is the first time we're doing this, so apologies if you're seeing it for the first time. That's the link to join the conversation. If you want to join the conversation, let me delete that again and put it back in. That's the link to join the conversation. If you want to join the conversation, this is the 6 yard box. This is the commentary box where we talk about the games over this weekend. So talking about that Arsenal game, I think it was the right decision that Declan Rice got his second yellow card. Although in the first half as well, I think what's his name? He should have got a yellow card as well. Pedro, what's his name? Pedro, he got a yellow card as well. He should have got a yellow card for kicking away the ball. And I think Arsenal, it's the same problem with Arsenal. They have so many chances, they don't take it. If you don't take your chances, that's what happens for me. And I think Brighton played really well. I'd love to get the opinion of a Brighton fan. If you're a Brighton fan and you're watching, if you're whatever you're watching, let me know what you think about the game. There's a phone in, there's a link in there that you could click on to join the conversation. And it is very interesting to see what's going to happen with Arsenal and their next game against Tottenham, because they're missing a big player in Declan Rice. So that was the result that ended 1-1. Other games over the weekend that we can have a look at, other games over the weekend is the Forest, the Wolves game. I saw a little bit of that one. Yeah, I think both sides, you can see both sides still trying to find their feet. I think is the case of it's a case of what do what are you going to what do what do you expect from these teams? They've been in the Premier League. Been in Premier League for a minute. The two teams, I think they're just trying to find their way. Forest have spent a lot of money. I'm really surprised they sacked the manager, to be honest. And yeah, that one was a bit of a game which was end to end. I watched some of it. The Wolves Forest game. Wolves, they're still bedding players in. They've got some new players in the squad, and they're bedding those guys in. In terms of getting the goal, they got the goal through Wood. He's got that his second goal in as many games, and I think he's in 3 games now. So he's someone that is very good at what he does as well. He gets goals. He could have had a couple more as well. He had one that was disallowed for offside. And Wolves are both the two teams are going to struggle. I'm not going to say they're going to struggle, but they're going to struggle in terms of getting players to gel, getting new players coming into gel into the system. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with those two. Then we go on to the Leicester Villa game. Villa beating Leicester by 2-1. I think Leicester on their part back in the Premier League, they've got a couple of new players as well. They're trying to get their players into this kind of trying to get players into the system really, and playing in the Premier League. They've signed a couple of new players as well, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Leicester and Leicester in the Premier League. Let's go on to Villa. I think Villa, for me, they're a very good team. Yeah, the manager, they made a couple of changes with the team. They've signed a couple of players as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they cope with what do you call it, with international football. If you're watching, please, if you want to join conversation, if you want to talk about your team or anything that you think you want to get off your chest. Big game today, Manchester United and Liverpool as well. We're going to look into that as well. That's one of the big games in the Premier League. If you want to talk about those, let me know, and we'll see what happens. And it is no, okay. So it is what do you call it? It is what we're going to see Villa doing in this next round of fixtures. They have to basically they have to perform. Leicester, they have to perform. Aston Villa, they have to perform. And it is. We're going to see what happens to them as they go on in the Champions League. I think the Champions League will affect them, no doubt. I think Champions League will affect them in this season. Whether they can cope, that's something we're gonna have to see going forward. That's Villa. Going over the games over the weekend, that was Villa, Leicester, Ipswich Town, and Fulham. I was very impressed with the new side, Ipswich Town. I think they played really well. They've got the son of Roddy Delap in the squad. I think his name is Liam. Delap. He was very, very good. He's got a cracking goal as well from outside the box with a beautiful shot. And they got the energy going. I think the thing with a new side in the Premier League, you want to get your home fixtures right. You wanna make sure you're winning games, and you're making your home stadium the fortress. I think that's what you have to do as a new side into the Premier League. You have to make sure that home ground is a fortress. I think, and I like the way I like the manager as well. The new manager, his name is Paul McKenna. He's I like the way the team is playing. They've got this intensity about them. They're trying to play out from the back as well. And I think they're getting away with it. Let's see what happens the next 10 games. Premier League is very, very difficult for these new sides, and we see how they cope going forward. That was Ipswich. Fulham, on the other hand, they got new. They're missing this. What's his name in midfield? Palinia. They brought in Anderson. Was he Anderson? Or I can't remember his name now in midfield for him. They got a draw, and it was the winger Traore that scored. He needs more goals. I think the manager was talking after the game that he wants him in that kind of position. So a guy that talented with a lot of pace, trickery, he needs to be scoring a lot more goals than he's scoring. So hopefully this will be more goals for Traore. This is the commentary box where we talk about games over the weekend, every Saturday, every Sunday after the Premier League fixtures. If you want to talk about your team, there's a link in the comment section and the description on YouTube. You can click on it and come on, talk about your team and what you think about what you think about your team this weekend. International week is coming, so it's a way of talking about your team, get things off your chest, and if you want to moan, you can moan as well. That's what we're here for. Let's go on to the Brentford game. Brentford taking on Southampton. I think this is a case of a team trying to play their way. I think managers always say they don't want to change their philosophy. They want to play a certain way. And I think that's what Southampton is suffering from the Premier League. Brentford pressed them really high, win the ball. Every single time they want the ball, they scored a goal. And they really, really suffered. And I think they're suffering from that transitioning from the Championship into the Premier League. They really, really struggled in terms of, getting it. But they keep doing it as well. They keep doing it. I think the new goalkeeper from Arsenal, Ramsdale, kicked the ball long twice. And, they still went back to playing out from the back. For me, as a manager, if you want to go by that way of playing, you've got to stick with it. And if you go down, you go down. That's just the way it is. And there's a way of saying basically saying to the players, saying to everybody around you that this is the way you're going to play your football, and that you're not going to waver from it. And I think that's what Southampton were doing. Brentford, on the other hand, Tony was in the crowd. They played their football the way they want to play. They pressed really high, won the ball back, high possession, and they actually gave they actually gave what's his name, a lot of problems. Uh, they gave Southampton a lot of problem. I think the manager came out and said he thinks his side are the best attacking, best pressing team in the league. And it shows. It shows, man. It shows. It shows throughout that game that they actually pressed the life out of what do you call it? Out of Southampton. But Southampton never wavered. They keep playing the same football. Never wavered from what they wanted to do. And I think that was actually good for them. and that's what they did throughout the game. They keep playing out from the back. Southampton, and I think that affected them. Let's go on to the next game and this weekend fixtures. The next one was Liverpool, Everton, and Southampton. Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth was shocking, to be honest. Sorry, I think Everton was shocking. Bournemouth played really, really well, although they didn't play for the first half. There were 2 goals down. Everton leading. One of the goals scored by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everton played really well in that first half, first 50 or 60 minutes. And then the second half, I don't know what happened. I think because for me, I was thinking that the manager should go for me. And I was surprised that in the second half, they actually came out, and in the second half they didn't actually come out to play football, and Everton just basically collapsed as Bournemouth just basically turned on the heat in that second half, and that's how the game changed. The game changed on that second half, to be honest. And I think Bournemouth just kept coming forward. They kept coming forward. Silistera got a goal from the far post. Cook got himself the goal as well. And for me, I think Everton's manager should go. I think he should definitely be, he should be relieved of his job. For me, he has to go. For me, I think they need a new manager to come in and basically, just freshen the place up. They've been really, really struggling in terms of getting what do you call it? In terms of getting a tune out of the players, the manager. He's been there for, I don't know for how long now. I think it's been there a year and a half now. I'm not sure. But as an Everton fan, what do you think about the manager? I think for me, if I was a manager, if I was a player, if I was a fan, I want something different now. I want to freshen up the place, bring in a new manager, manager that plays front foot football, something different. Just give the fans something different. For me, I think the manager has been there for a while, Sean Dyche, and I think they need something different. You can't keep missing out on top four, missing out on relegation on the last minute. You have to freshen things up and get a new manager that brings in a new idea. So that's what I think about Everton. Everton fans, if you want to come in, let me know what you think about your team. Let me know what you think about the manager. Do you like the manager? You want him gone? I think personally, they should freshen things up. Bournemouth, on the other hand, I think I like the manager. They play good football, attacking football, and you can see the result in that game, winning by 3-2. Let's go on to West Ham Man City. That one ended 3-1 to Manchester City. I think West Ham played the right way. They defended their box, but for me, they needed to put pressure on the ball in the right areas. They were too passive when they were defending in a low block. And you can't do that with City. It felt like it was a training match. They were just knocking the ball around City. This is the commentary box. This is a 6-yard box. This is the Premier League phone in. There's a link in the comment section. If you want to come in and talk about your team, you're welcome. This is our first show commentary box, and it's all about just talking about the Premier League. If you've got something to get off your chest. So we're talking about the fixtures over the weekend that's just gone. And West Ham, I think West Ham fans were happy with the signings, and they made a lot of signings. It's just a case of giving them time to gel. City, on the other hand, City are City. They do what they do. They play you off the park. That's what they do. And yeah, everybody keeps every season we keep doubting City. Every season we keep saying they are not good enough. Every season, every what do you call it? Every season we keep saying, they're gonna ease off. But for me, I don't think they're doing that right now. They still got the best team in the league, best team, or if not the best team in the world, one of the best team in the world, to be honest. And it's going to take something different for anybody to come to get rid of them. And yeah, it's for City it's the same old. For West Ham is is a case of anticipation to see what's going to happen going forward. So, but I think West Ham they're in a good place with the signings they make. Let's go on to Chelsea Crystal Palace. The Sunday fixtures. Chelsea and Crystal Palace. I ended 1-1. Chelsea scoring first to Nicholas Jackson, and then Eze with the equalizer for Palace. I think Chelsea, can't really put them anywhere now. You can't really put them in the good box or the bad box. I think they're in the what do you call it? In the not sure box right now because we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with them. They keep signing players left, right, and center. The manager has got some consistency in terms of, they won a game, they've lost one, and they've drawn one. I think he's trying to get a turn out of these players. And I always say it's all about results. It's all about results. Nobody cares how much you spend. It's all about getting results. If you don't spend as well, if you keep getting results, nobody will turn around and say you're not spending money. And I think Chelsea just have to make sure they continue winning the games we expect them to win and challenging for people that are going to challenge for top four. I wouldn't even put down Chelsea, but they spend a lot of money. But I think they will be different. I can't even say now, to be honest. I'm not going to say what I think of Chelsea now. I think Chelsea is just they are in the unknown box for me. Palace, they are in the continuity box, hopefully with a question mark. Got rid of Olise. They didn't get rid of him. Sold him to Bayern. They still got Eze. They kept their captain. Gay, they kept him. Signed Lacroix. My French is not that good. He's going to be a defender in the centre back. He's a good player. He used to be anyway when everybody was after him. The top 6 or top 4 teams were chasing him then, but now he's ended up at Palace. So the manager is a good manager, Glasner. You can see the work he did with Frankfurt. He's going to turn Palace into that, that aggressive side. That's what he's trying to do. And it's a good draw for Palace at Chelsea. I think if we go to Chelsea, you get a draw from one of your London from a London derby. It's always a good outing. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Chelsea. I think Chelsea fans out there, there's a call. If you want to call into the show, let me know what you think as well. Crystal Palace fans, are you happy with keeping Gay? Are you happy with the business done by the club as well? And I'm not even going to ask Chelsea fans if they're happy. Then we go on to my team, Tottenham. Over the weekend, Tottenham losing down today 2-1 to Newcastle. First thing I want to say is I can't understand how Tottenham lost that game. They played really, really well. And it's just sometimes the way we defend is just, I'm not going to say it's chaotic, but it is just, not at the level you expect it to be. Newcastle got the goal against the run of play. That goal was just funny. It was. I didn't even know it was Romero that was leading the press for Tottenham. He charged out of his, charged out to go and press, and it was just a case of going out to press while you are. I'm not going to put it. You are supposed to be a centre back. It's just really, really madness. No responsibility. Putting everybody else I'm not gonna say selfish, but I think it was just a little bit too enthusiastic in terms of going to press. But you can't legislate for that in the Premier League. When you make a mistake, you get punished. And yeah, we've Tottenham have been like this last season. I think you want to see improvement. They got back into the game with a goal after some continuous pressure, hitting the post, and then they got the goal. Madison with a short save, blocked or whatever, came back. Johnson put it back into the box. Keeper parried it. Bones put it into his own net for the equalizer after the Bones was gave Newcastle the lead. And it was just really, really surprising to see, how Tottenham considered that second goal. It was against the run of play again, and everybody was just in the wrong position. Doji was, I think he had his man, but what's his name? Isiak was inside of Udoji. Romero was not out of possession, and the goal was just chaos, to be honest. And I think genuinely Tottenham's greatest problem is not actually creating chances. I think their problem is they have to make sure they keep clean sheets. I think that's what they need to sort out. They need to stop conceding goals. You can't stop teams from creating chances, but you gotta have to be switched on. And you want to see improvement in that area. That's what I'm going to be judging Tottenham on as a Tottenham fan. I'm not going to be judging Tottenham on how many goals they score. I'll be judging them on how they can shut out teams, the number of clean sheets. Out of this season, out of 34 games or 38 games, I want Tottenham. The target for me, I want Tottenham to at least 10 clean sheets. 10 out of 38 games. Or how many games left now? 34 games left now. No, 35 games left now. We've played 3 games. So out of that 35 games, I want to see at least Tottenham click with a 10 clean sheets till the end of the season. That's what I want to see because, it's you can tell the defense needs to do better. And as a Tottenham fan, this is my own phone. That's what I think the big problem is. And Romero as well is a big problem for Tottenham as well. I'm not going to say it's a big problem. I'm not going to put it. I'm going to say is a bit worrying. 3 games now, and 2 of those games he's been at fault for the goals by just charging out and just doing some madness. So I want to see what happens with Romero. I think he needs to take some responsibility, not only as a vice captain, but as a senior member of the defense or the team. Today he just ran off and just went on some crazy run. And for me, that was wrong. If you want to call into the show, if you want to talk about Tottenham or any game in particular, there's a link in the comment section. Just hit the link and you can come and share your views. It is the time now is we're about 39 minutes in. Got about 5 more minutes to the end of the show. It's going to be 40 minutes for today. This is going to be happening every Sunday now after the Premier League, where we'll be doing phone-ins. This is our first one. So yeah, if you want to come and share your thoughts about any of the team that's played, just click on the comments. Click in the comment section. The description is in the video as well on YouTube, and you can click in the comment section. Let's go on to the big game of the weekend, which is Manchester United and Liverpool. Liverpool coming out winners 3-0. I think Manchester United, the first 10 minutes they started really well. They played really well. They were attacking. They had a couple of chances. I thought they were going to score then. I think the way they played, they set up today. They didn't play in a low block. But I just think it's just it's just a case of defensively you still have that problem. Casemiro today was at fault for at least one of the goals, and yeah, he gave the ball away. I don't like calling out players because everyone you can make mistakes, but it is what it is. I think with Duarte coming in for United, I think it's their last bus stop now in terms of somebody coming in to give their team a little bit of defensive solidity. I've never seen him play. They said he's a good number 6. He can cover the ground, box to box. He's got legs to cover the ground. And I think Manchester United need him ASAP. And that's the difference in the Premier League. You make a mistake, you get punished. You don't take no prisoners. You got to take your chances as well. And I think that's what Manchester United did do today. They had a couple of half chances, and you have to take your chances. For me, you got to take your chances, and I think that's what they didn't do in today's game. It is one of those things that happen in the Premier League, and you just have to what do you call it? Just have to take your chances. So that's the problem. Welcome to That's Football. That's the problem. That was the problem today for Manchester United. They just didn't take their chances, and they just didn't take them. And that's what Liverpool did. That's what Liverpool did. Liverpool were clinical. They were solid. The way they played like a team, that knows what they're doing. They played, they played good football. They were solid around. They did everything that the manager wanted them to do. You can see it showed. It showed in the way they played past their football, the way they play their football. The manager is a new manager, but you can see that's how you make a transition. If you want to get a manager in, that's how you do it. You want it to be seamless, whereby the players don't even notice it, and you can see that's what happened. The way the team are playing. They got their first goal, beautiful play on the right hand. Somebody must have given it. I think it was Casemiro. Was it the first one or the second one? I think it was the first goal. Casemiro gave the ball away. The ball went to Salah. Salah with a beautiful cross, and Diaz was at the end of it, and it was one goal. And then before you know it, the second goal was beautiful as well. You can see the team just understanding it. The more the team stays together, the better the output, the better the results. Everybody is in sync. The telepathy is there. That's the right word, telepathy. And Liverpool, I think they're gonna be up thereabouts as well, unless they have big injuries. Defensively as well, they look solid. And Diaz got his second goal, and then Salah got the third, and from then on it was a stroll. They could have scored more as well. It is one of those things that if United play against Liverpool and they set up the way they set up, and they don't get a goal, Liverpool have to score. If they don't score, then that game could swing on anything. Liverpool missed a lot of chances. We saw it last season in the FA Cup and in the league as well. Liverpool missed a lot of chances, and Arsenal went up. Manchester went up the other end and scored. And that's what happens if you don't take your chances. But today, Liverpool were clinical, scoring 3 goals, and they really, really deserved the victory. And in the end, it was just a stroll. For Manchester United, I think for me, the manager is on his last leg. If Manchester United they are not top 4 by December, for me, they need to be looking at getting rid of the manager. I mean, Manchester United fans are always saying we are Manchester United. Standards are high. This was Real Madrid. The manager would have been sacked by now, I think. But I understand why they're giving the manager enough time because the structure above him is different now. They have a director of football now. They want to see how he blends into this new structure. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with him. But I think he's on his last legs now, to be honest, man. I think even if he wins another FA Cup now, he's going to be sacked. Personally, that's what I think. And yeah, we'll see what happens with him. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. This is the 6-yard box. This is the commentary box, phone in, Premier League phone in, live phone in after every Premier League Sunday fixtures. It's going to be a new feature on the channel. It's going to be from 8 o'clock. That was the plan. But, yeah, from 8 o'clock every night on Sundays. And yeah, so we've got how many minutes now? Yeah, we've gone over the 45 minutes. I think that's the end of the show, really. Thank you to everybody. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The 45 minutes phone in, and hopefully some people will come on next time. I know this is new. You want to send me a message, you want to talk about your team, and you can do that as well. This is Premier League phone in show, and hopefully if you're seeing this video for the first time, hopefully next time you can come in and have a talk about your team and talk about what you think your teams are doing wrong or right. So before we actually go, let's look at the Premier League daily, Premier League news. Let's look at what's in the news. In the news, Everton are tipped to resign Dele Alli in out of window deal amid little interest for the former Tottenham player. Dele Alli is been trying to get back into football. He's gone through a lot of rehabilitation. He's been training over the summer. We saw videos of him. I wish him all the best in trying to get his career back on track. Also, yes, about Sol Bamba. He's a player. I think he's played for Portsmouth. He's played for a couple of teams. Passed away over this weekend. Condolences to him. I've watched him on Sky when he comes on and talk about football. And yeah, really very sad, but may his soul rest in peace. And yeah, I think that's it. We're done for this first show. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share. This is the Premier League phone-in show where we talk about the Premier League results over this weekend. The next one will be next Sunday. It's going to be an international one because it's going to be all international weekend. We'll be talking about internationals, and also the podcast will be dropping next week as well. Next Friday, the Footy Mart podcast episode 1 series. I think this is series 3 now. We're in the 3rd season. I think this is series 3, episode 1, or is this episode 2? I'm not even sure. We need to check that one out. Thank you for coming. If you're watching this later now, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The phone in will be back again next week. Nobody phoned in today, which is good. I think it's just a case of getting used to my voice and my ugly face. Thank you very much anyway. I hope to talk to you next time if you're on, and make sure you follow the channel and all the new stuff coming on the channel. This is the commentary box, and this is the Premier League phone in. Thank you. Take care of yourself and have a great week.